Hi everyone, welcome to the Hootsuite University Lecture Series. I'm Tasia Custodi, host of this series. And for those of you that might be unfamiliar, our lecture series is an ever-growing library of educational webinars found within Hootsuite University, featuring industry thought leaders in the social space. You can check it out at learn.hootsuite.com if you're interested in getting some more info. So today's presentation is how to build a powerful community on YouTube with Ryan Nugent, audience development strategist at YouTube Next Lab. Ryan joined YouTube in 2011 and has worked with over 100 YouTube channels on audience development and content strategy. Now part of the YouTube Next Lab in New York City, Ryan is the content lead for the Creator Playbook. Hey Ryan, it's so great to have you with us today.
Thanks for having me.
So share a little bit with us about what you're going to talk about today.
So I'm going to be talking about communities on YouTube and how the strategies of building a community, whether you're a creator or you're not creating any content. There's lots of ways to do that as well.
Well, great. I know you have a lot to get through, so I'm handing it over to you to take it away.
Thanks. So I'm really excited to be part of this university series. And as we mentioned, this session is how to build a powerful community on YouTube. So with this session, I want to cover a couple things. First off is I'll be covering a little introduction of the YouTube Creator Playbook, which is our primary resource of the kind of tips and strategies of how to build an audience on YouTube, how to grow a community, and it's a really comprehensive resource I want to make sure everybody's aware of, and we have a whole section on community in it. So I'll highlight that. Secondly, I'll be talking about what's the importance and impact of communities on YouTube. Why should it matter that you want to invest in building a community there, and how does your YouTube community maybe a part of your other social media presence? And then I'll really dive into the tactical of what do you actually do, whether you're a creator or somebody who's not creating content, to build and foster that community on and off the platform. So the YouTube Creator Playbook is a comprehensive resource that YouTube launched about a year and a half ago. We launched version 1 in July of 2011. And since then, we've done 2 updates to the resource. And what it is it's basically an ebook. It's 90 to 100 pages long right now. It's full of tons of information, and it basically covers every step of making content and building a channel on YouTube, from the content you make and the programming strategy to all the things to do when you upload a video on YouTube. And then, as I mentioned, the last section is all about building and interacting with community on the platform. So right now it's currently available as an ebook, and the link is down at the bottom, youtube.com/playbook. But we are launching a full interactive website next month of this year, and there'll be full video integration and much easier to kind of explore as opposed to just kind of flipping through the ebook. So definitely check that out as a follow-up to this session. So what's the importance and impact of communities, and why should you care about them on YouTube? So what is community on YouTube? Community is really, what grows out of a creator who's producing content and the viewers that watch that content. But it even goes a step farther in that the viewers who are watching a YouTube channel or maybe subscribing to a channel, they will start interacting with each other in the comments, and that interaction and community is not only built between the creator and the viewer, but it starts to really grow and build amongst the viewers themselves. And the creator can be an active participant in that and do a few things that really encourages and fosters their relationship with the viewer, but also encouraging kind of the community amongst the viewers. So I'm going to go into detail about some of the tactics, but you can see listed here the creator has a lot of levers to pull. So they can use the annotation feature on YouTube, talking directly to the audience, including specific calls to actions, and producing content that really features fans and kind of encourages that community. And then lots of things the viewers can do to interact in addition to watching. They can comment, share, show their appreciation of the video by liking it and providing feedback through a couple means. So why do they matter? So 4 big reasons about why communities are important and should be thought about through every phase of a YouTube channel. Number one, the platform's built for it. YouTube was conceived to be this social platform. It's a lot of people think of it as just a video platform and a video discovery platform, but we really see it as a social media and a social platform. So a lot of the product and a lot of the vision for YouTube is very much around encouraging social interaction. And for audience development, which is my specialty, it's all about using every feature available to you. And so there's lots of social features that every channel should be using and even users should be aware of and using, so that they're really taking advantage of all the features on the platform. Secondly, a strong community can really be, a social army of promoters and can really be part of a brand or a creator's promotion strategy and part of their way of reaching more viewers. If you do the effort to cultivate a strong community, they in turn, kind of become that hardcore fan who is telling their friends about you, about the channel, doing all the interactions of sharing and liking, which broadcasts on their feed, and maybe taking your video content to other platforms such as Twitter or Facebook and exposing your content there for all their friends and followers on the other social media sites. So it can be a really critical piece of kind of building an audience, and a really critical piece of how you're promoting a channel and yourself and your brand. Third is really this idea of an instant focus group. And as anyone who works in social media knows, you automatically get feedback every time you take some action, whether it's a post or a blog or a video that you release. Instantaneously, you're getting a reaction from your audience and from your community. So for content creators, this is really powerful in the content they make. And a lot of YouTube creators and channels really rely on their community to provide them with that feedback and that kind of interaction of, what do they want out of the show, what do they like, communicating if there's going to be changes, and and even getting ideas for what the show could be, and relying on the community to help you get there. So it can be a really strong barometer of what's working and what's not. And if you've built that powerful community, you have a small focus group that's you can really rely on for that really helpful feedback. And lastly, the point is, these communities are going to rise up anyway. If you're producing content that is getting a large viewership, there is going to be a community that forms, and they're going to form around that shared experience. And a really important point to make is, if this community is going to form, a creator really needs to be actively involved, because community will happen with you, and they can be all those great things that I mentioned of being a strong promotional vehicle and all these things. But if you're not actively involved, the community will happen even without you. And so we have our troll face here. And sometimes on YouTube, especially when you have a large community that's not being maintained and not being thought about by the creator or the center of that community, you sort of get this unwieldy community, and you don't really have control over it. And a lot of partners that I work with and brands that I talk to, a lot of their number one concern is, what do we do about the comments that are going to happen if we put up a video or if we start doing things on YouTube? And I never advise them to close off comments. I think that's really kind of a step back and kind of the least social thing you can do. And what I say to them is, you can guide those comments, and you can kind of guide the conversation that happens in the comments. So if it's a big concern, there's a couple tactics you can do, which I'm going to go into, of how do you ensure that what's being discussed and kind of the feedback you're getting is constructive, and that the channel or the brand is being reflected in the right way. You can have some control to guide that and avoid trolling on the channel. So how is all this done? How are you not only building a community, but fostering it and nurturing it and managing it on the platform? So really, it's thinking about YouTube as part of a broader social media strategy. So as part of this series with Hootsuite, there's obviously Twitter is the main component for maybe a lot of viewers of this, and the other social media sites like Facebook and Google Plus. And the way we think about YouTube is, I think about YouTube all day and how to build an audience there, but I very much think about the other social media sites that are part of that strategy. And for this session, it's really, how does YouTube plug in to your Twitter strategy or your Facebook strategy? How is the content that you've uploaded, or just content that you haven't uploaded but you've just discovered, part of your content strategy and what you present to your community on other places like Twitter and Facebook. So really the first part is just thinking of YouTube as part of this broader strategy, and thinking about it in a social way, and not just to kind of upload a video and forget about it and hope that the content succeeds on its own. So as a creator, community should really be part of every phase and effort of your channel. It's not just something that happens after a video has been uploaded. It's really informs every stage of the process. So even before you launch a channel, if that's something you're considering or looking into, I work with a lot of partners on sort of their launch strategy and work with them before they have even launched any content on the platform. And I always really stress the importance of community as part of that phase. And so first off, what community are you going to be serving with this new channel? Are you part of that community now? Have you reached out to them to kind of understand what they're all about and kind of really understand their needs and kind of interests before you try and go out and kind of create a channel to serve them as viewers? And a good example is if you are launching a channel all about dancing, for instance, there's lots of communities of dancers already in existence in the online community and on Facebook and Twitter, and you should be part of those communities before you even launch, and you can really kind of inform what type of channel you should be, and you can even find people within those communities to be a part of that channel. So definitely part of the thought process and work before you even launch the channel. Secondly, which I'll spend a lot of time talking about in the next couple of slides, is the content you make and when you publish it. You should really be thinking about, how is the community going to react to this? How am I building a community with the type of videos I'm making? And third is, after you upload a video, how is your management and kind of post-publishing checklist incorporating all the things you need to do to foster that community, listen to them, get their feedback, and kind of let them be heard as part of a video after it uploads. So in the video is obviously the most effective way on YouTube. That's kind of the means of communication, and a lot of the most successful channels, obviously communicate with their audience through video, and that's their main delivery and how they build a community. So the content you're making, as I said, it's really producing content. It really starts with the concept and at the production phase of, is this piece of content encouraging community? Am I shooting it in a way that's going to make it feel like it's interactive and that it's connecting with the audience? And am I including elements that are going to build community and conversation that I want to happen around my videos? So you do that by, one really important thing is acknowledging the viewers. So not just pretending like they are just hidden behind some glass window, but that you recognize that, hey, there's people watching this and kind of leaning into their computers or watching it on their phone, and kind of acknowledging that they're there. So a lot of channels do a lot to directly address them, say, hey guys, how's it going, as if they're in the room with them. So that can be really important to build that sense of community with the viewers. So starting the conversation is another point, and I spoke to this of guiding the conversation in the comments, and really that starts with what are they seeing and what are they reacting to in the video. And you see I have a example here of Ray William Johnson, who pretty much in every episode ends off with a really specific question that he's looking for the audience to respond to. And so he's including that as an element to every episode. And you can see from some of the comments I picked out that these aren't all taken from the YouTube comments. These are taken from his Facebook channel or his Facebook page and his Twitter feed. So this video on YouTube really informed the conversation that's happening, not just on YouTube, but everywhere else. And in addition to asking specific questions, there are other call to actions that you can do, asking the viewer to like or share the video if they've enjoyed it, asking them to submit video responses or maybe submit remixes of a song that they just watched. Things like that can be really important to building that community. And lastly is just featuring them. There's nothing greater than if you're a big fan of a channel or a brand or a personality, and seeing your name or your comment or something you've done sort of in lights in the show. So a lot of YouTube creators that have cultivated really powerful communities always make an effort to feature them in the videos and not just kind of talk at them. So I have a few examples here which I want to pull up. The first one is from the band Gautier, and what they did is they had a video where lots of fans were doing their own versions of their hit song, and so they went out and kind of pulled them all together and made this really interesting remix video using all of the fans' content.
Hi, my name is Barry. I want to show you how to play Gautier's Somebody That I Used to Know. This is my own way of playing it. Let's get started. Now I do a little fancy picking on that, by the way. It's just and that's all you're going to do is pluck. Back and forth, that's all you do.
So this video has 3.3 million views, and it's really great to kind of build an audience for the band. But what's almost more important is every fan and video clip that's featured in this video is probably for life, and is super excited and going to become a very hardcore community member for this band and sharing their content and kind of being a really loyal fan throughout. So another example I want to show is from a more kind of A-list talent of Jason Mraz, and the video he did where he used YouTube to directly kind of speak to his audience to help him launch a Twitter campaign for a new music video that he's working on.
Hey, what's up? It's Jason Mraz. Excited to tell you that I'm going to be shooting a video for the woman I love. But I'm going to ask for your help in order to do so. Beginning on Monday, July 30th through Monday, August 6th, you can submit your ideas by tweeting at Jason_Mraz what the woman I love means to you. Be sure to add the hashtag Mrazing the video. Myself and the director are going to go through those ideas and we're going to put those in the video. All ideas used will be credited with your @handle at the end of the video. So thanks for playing along and stay tuned.
So this Jason Mraz video is a really great example of using YouTube as a means to directly interact with your audience and help spur a campaign on another platform, here in this case Twitter. So a really great example of how to use the content you're uploading to build that community. So not just in videos, but there's a lot of tactics and things to do around the videos, whether you've uploaded them or not, that you can kind of help encourage community and interact with them. And so the first one is really being active in the comments, especially of the videos you upload. And I think when a video is first published, those first couple of hours are almost the most critical to kind of be there in the comments, because especially if you've built out a subscriber base, those early viewers are your most loyal fans, and those are the people you want to be interacting with and kind of helping spur the conversation. So in the example below, you can kind of see the channel Indie Mogul is actively responding to people's questions, and for this channel, the viewers have expected that, where they know if they watch when the episode's released on Tuesday and they comment, more than likely they might get a response from the actual creator of the channel. And uploader comments on YouTube get pinned at the top. So if you're actively involved in the comments, your comments will show up first and again help guide the conversation. So rewarding superfans is really important too. I think both the examples I showed are really great examples of that. But it's really, as part of any community management strategy, it's finding who are the power users, who are the most loyal, and what extra perks are you giving them? Are you giving them more responsibilities to help you manage forums? Are you just sending them little stickers to say thanks? But it's really important to identify those most important community members and give them a little extra support and interaction as much as possible. And then managing your community is just really simple of just being aware of all the conversations happening around all your videos, on your numerous social media presence, and just kind of being aware and being active in all those areas and kind of knowing what's going on and getting the feedback so you can adjust of your content strategy or your interaction strategy there. So I definitely want to address for those viewers that maybe aren't making content or maybe not making content regularly, and how YouTube is a critical piece for building community for your strategy. So we talk a lot about with partners this idea of curation, and not just being a content creator, but being a curator of content that's already on YouTube. There's millions and millions of videos, and we really recognize the need and the value of those brands and creators and personalities who are really powerful curators. And we've done a lot on the site to really build out that the tool set for those type of users. So there's lots of ways where you can create a YouTube channel and never upload a video, but you can have a very active channel with lots of content on it, and you do that all through curation, and you can build subscribers based off just your curation activity. So there's lots of features, like when you like a video or you create playlists or you favorite videos, you can basically populate your own channel with that content and be a tastemaker and a curator for your audience and community. So you might already be doing this on your Twitter account, where you're finding funny videos or interesting videos to your audience and you're posting them regularly. That can also be a YouTube strategy, where the videos that you post on Twitter, you actually add them as a playlist to your YouTube channel, and you can actually build a subscriber base and start building a community right on YouTube with that same strategy. There's also a really interesting feature on Google Plus called Hangouts, and if you've never used them, basically a Google Plus Hangout is a 10-person video chat. So it's a video chat where up to 10 people can be a part of it, and we recently integrated this feature to YouTube to do these things called Google Plus Hangouts on air. And basically what it does is allows you to take a Google Hangout that you're having with 9 other people, and you can actually live stream it on your YouTube channel so that others can at least watch, even though they might not be a part of it. So in terms of how this kind of helps you build out community, a lot of brands and personalities are using this feature as a really innovative and personal way to meet their fans and talk with them for a little bit, and kind of putting it on air on their YouTube channel allows other people to kind of get a glimpse into it. So it's a really fun feature and a really powerful way to spend time with your community in a virtual way, and live stream it on your YouTube channel for others to tune in. So lastly, there's always a really big importance in my role in audience development. We're very into data and kind of studying the analytics to inform our decisions and recommendations for partners. And so it's no different when trying to build a community on the platform. YouTube Analytics on the platform has a ton of features that don't just measure views and kind of watch time, but actually track these community engagements like likes and shares and comments. So there's a whole feature set in there that if you are maintaining a YouTube channel, you can use this this feature to understand, what videos might not have gotten the most views but are the most engaging. So a video that hasn't gotten your most views but it has the most likes or the most shares or the most comments can really inform like what is really resonating with your community, and isn't just kind of gone viral, but is actually a really meaningful piece of content. And you can also track your subscriber gains and losses. So there might be something you do that gains you a lot more subscribers than is usual, and that's something you'd want to build on. But there's also times where you might try something new or something different, and it actually causes a big loss, and you sort of know like, oh, I guess that sort of isn't the direction that is serving my community. So in addition to YouTube Analytics, obviously there's a whole suite of analytics tools from Hootsuite and other social media platforms to measure your community off YouTube, and kind of knowing what's the most engaging posts that are getting the most retweets, things like that. So in addition to the analytics on YouTube, really important to kind of have as your broad strategy, measuring all these areas and pulling it back and figuring out, how does this inform the content I'm making or the content I am curating for the community. So to review, I definitely want to make a point that there's a lot more to learn about building a powerful community on YouTube. And section 3 of the Creator Playbook is titled Community, and it's all about this sort of idea. It talks about everything from the points I've covered. We have sections specifically for Twitter, Facebook, Google Plus strategy, blog outreach, and kind of building relationships with those members of the community as well. So definitely check out that link and dive in for more detail. So communities are really essential part of every aspect of running a YouTube channel, to launching it, to content you make, and to the post-publishing checklist. You can build in your videos, but also around videos by the interactions you have in the comments, and what you're doing around your YouTube content on other social media platforms. And as I said, you don't have to make videos to build a community on YouTube. You can become a curator and a tastemaker for your audience and community. And there's lots of features that have been recently added to the platform that really enable curators to be successful and be really important users to us on the platform. And lastly, is just measure what you're doing. Using YouTube Analytics, but all the other social media sites tools. So you're always kind of iterating and knowing what's working, what's not, so that you can make the best possible strategy, and make sure that you're serving the community in the best way and providing them with what's most interesting and compelling at any given time.
Well, thank you so much, Ryan, for telling us the importance of communities on YouTube and why they matter so much, and also how to build those communities to grow your brand. It was such super helpful stuff. Great presentation. For more info on Ryan, you can add him to your circles on Google+, and follow him on Twitter. Oh, this is a good one. He's at Clever Moniker. It certainly is clever, Ryan. And be sure to check out youtube.com/playbook. Of course, you can find out more information on Hootsuite University and our lecture series by heading on over to learn.hootsuite.com, or follow us on Twitter as well. We're at Hootsuite_U. Thanks again so much, Ryan.
Thank you.
And of course, a big thank you to everyone for watching and learning with us today.